but deserve, where all levels of nerd are welcome.
Actors always have little tools they use to approach characters. My approach to playing the role was that Batman isn't the performance. Bruce Wayne is the performance.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Batman is who he is. And Bruce Wayne, he puts on the suit, he puts on the face, he can face the world with the armor of that suit. But and if you approach it that way, then the persona of Batman, the voice of Batman, it sounds very grounded. You know what I mean? It sounds very real.
Because he doesn't have to try hard.
Yeah.
That's who he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So the actors who get that are the ones that I really think get Batman. And I guess the closest so far has been Ben Affleck in terms of getting both Bruce Wayne and Batman.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I want
Who's
to.
your favorite
I
character?
want to know why.
Ugh, I knew
Ooh.
you'd ask this, and I was like, why? I don't know. Magic.
When you were
How's
talking
magic?
earlier, I was like, makes sense now.
Because magic.
Because, magic.
I do love I love real world magician stuff, Magic Castle, Vegas, whatever. I love magician stuff. It's so cool. It's making it possible, real, whatever. This is my theme of life. It's literally what the Prestige does. It's like, oh, these are tricks, these are illusions, these are blah blah blah, and then no, it's real.
We appreciate all of our patrons. They help us keep the show going. They keep my bank account healthy so that when we
Nice.
have to pay all the bills, I don't take all the brunt of it all. But
Bills.
today's episode is dedicated to one patron.
I feel like if I wanted to just make money, I would have been a lawyer. I mean,
Sure.
like,
Yeah.
I got into this because I'm just like making things. I don't even know why I do it anymore. It's just, it can't be stopped. And it's not
Right?
like, there is no goal in mind. But I have been thinking I would like to work. I haven't been on like a narrative set in a long time, and I miss narratives.
Hello, everyone. How's it going? It's just me today. Look, it's just me. I'm gonna move this down just a little bit, and then we can get started. Maybe does that work? Okay. This is very impromptu. Hey, Mamba, how's it going? Everyone in the chat. Let's just chat a little bit. Let's talk. Back from my sister's wedding. I attended this weekend up in Sacramento, and the weekend before that I was in a baby shower. So a lot of like cool family stuff is happening for friends and family, and it's been good. How are y'all doing? I'm glad the audio's good. That's the main thing, because hopefully I think I'm gonna try and take this audio later to do a thing. I'll do an official little like opening. I know there's like a stream as well happening on YouTube. But again, this is all kind of really impromptu. And I was kind of inspired just to talk a little bit more. We've been doing a lot of like, we do the streams and it's like updatey things. And then we do like the podcasts, which are like very, in a weird way, they're almost so like niche topics. Unless you've like watched it or engaged with the media that we're talking about. And then there's the magic stuff we're doing. So I just wanted to do something that's like, this is like a nerdy conversation. I won't like take too many questions or points from the chat. But this is, I guess, a little rant, not really. But I did ask in the Nerd On Nation specifically, any hot takes I can have conversations about. So this will be that, and it probably won't be a full hour long. I do also need to like leave early, like a little bit early, so I can head over, grab a drive, and do some post-production work. Ideally, we were going to have a full crew, but everyone, I think for the holidays, got kind of sideswiped by last-minute projects as well as family, which is apropos. So I'm going to do a little opening intro thing, and we're going to talk about it. And I'm going to do 2 things about it. And it's not here to like beat someone up or claim intellectual superiority. I'm not about that. But I'll do that all over again. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Nerd On. I'm Tom, and today I asked the patrons in our Discord for any hot takes on anime, video games, TV shows, all that stuff. And I wanted to talk about it today. And one hot take from a patron is this. And my hot take is that animation in the West is made for children with rare exception and should be regarded as such. That doesn't mean there isn't value there, but if animation is a medium that should be taken more seriously in filmmaking as a whole, then it needs to start being used to tell stories with adults as primary intended audience. I don't dismiss animation, but people who put animation first never seem to grasp this. There's a side note, just to make sure it's clear, which is really why I like having intellectual conversations with this person in the Discord, as well as on streams, and you'll find out who. Edit, I'm talking about feature films. I know adult animation shows exist, but also I'm not talking raunchy comedy shit. I mean, where is the A24 adapted film if animations should be taken seriously as filmmaking? I think this is a great topic. There is a lot of, it's kind of big. It's not really a take because it's like more like a question. I feel most takes are like questions. Most of the time I think takes are just like anime is bad, or what's it all? Fan service bad. But I think the main, if I can kind of sum it down a little bit, a lot of people in the West have this idea, this mantra, that animation is a medium. It's not just a genre, right? It's not, it's not just something to throw away, like with, and I hate to say it, like with comedy or seen as lesser than, like in satire and stuff like that, which all of them could be quite intellectually stimulating. And there has been recent rise in conversation that, like, in the industry space, actors, directors, writers, all the like, we will say that animation is a medium, not a genre. And this is kind of saying, put your money where your mouth is, with the stipulation, like, you can't have raunchy comedy. So it's like, I mean, there were things I wanted to bring up, things like 8 Crazy Nights, Sausage Party, South Park, Simpsons, things like that. And Simpsons, is kind of I don't know if that's a great example, but they had the animated movie, and I remember like being a teenager watching that and being like, this is like an animated movie that's like for everybody. But I think to that point, it's like there aren't a lot of animated films made with an adult audience in mind. There is a lot of family made animated films that have adult themes in it. But there aren't a lot of these Titan AE, heavy metal, was it Weird World? I mean, I don't know, like, it just kind of depends what I think we take in as like adult intended work. But I do think there is a lack, like, thinking about this and talking about it, and just to let everyone know, I would love if more people had a say in the conversation, in the comments, as well as in our Discord, continue these conversations, because I feel like these are the conversations that actually allow us to explore new things, with new suggestions. I love it when I like, we put out something and then someone in the comments that we don't normally interact with says like, oh, you should really check this out. Oh, I never checked this out before. I can't wait to show my friend. Or, hey, my friend showed me this like 3 years ago, and it's been on my mind ever since. Here's this. And when I was thinking about like examples, I'm like, so initially I was like, well, it's because you don't watch a lot of anime. But this is particularly in the Western thing. So it's like, that's why with the hot take, I'm like, this is so specific. It's so specific. But like, to me, there's so many anime films that are very adult themed, that aren't like franchise ones, right? Like Demon Slayer are just like arcs condensed. And like teens could watch it, and like they're not meant for kids and children. But there are things like The Animatrix or Gotham Knight or Dark Knight Returns. Those things that I'm like, those were adult, these were American made as an adult oriented things that I like. And when I was thinking about it, I was like, oh, anime has great movies, right? Like anything Satoshi Kon, Blue, Perfect Blue, Paprika, Tokyo Godfathers, all these things, right? But in this particular conversation, Bad Reprint, Brad, who suggested this, it is. I think I agree. There is a rare exception. There are a lot of family / children animated films, and it's what's it called? It's disheartening. It's discouraging. But like recently, we had Demon Slayer in theaters, and it was #1 in the box office, which is really cool. Which as more anime starts to proliferate through the social zeitgeist, I feel like we will be in a place where animated movies will be made in the West to capture or copy the trend of anime in the East and try to capture it. I mean, there are things like, I think Pinocchio, Guillermo del Toro, it's not like adult specifically targeted, but it is with adults in mind. I think it's still a children's story, but it's like there's